Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Token Rambles Podcast, your monthly podcast all about the news about the Token Rambu franchise. I am your host, Marissa, and with me, I am here with Jesi.
Hello.
And Sarah.
Hi.
So, we have a lot of news and game updates and fun Fukuoka story time that will eventually occur. But until we get to that, we're just going to quickly go over our community feedback. Once again, Jesi graced us with one of her wonderful polls, so I will let her talk about that.
Cool. So I don't know really what inspired me to do this poll, but I'm very excited to post it. Chogi. I love Yamambagiri Chogi, and I will best to defend him whenever possible.
As we know.
As you all. So I did a poll asking everyone who, in their opinion, was saltier. Yamambagiri Chogi, O Kanehira, Heshikiri Hasebe, or Hachisuka Kochi. And I felt validated because for a while, Chogi was not number one. I forget who was it. But they were rather even. Like, there was, at one point, I think they were pretty. And then, of course, you know, whatever. I'll be salty. So, Chogi won at 54%, which is, yeah. Okanihira had 16% of the vote. Hachisuka had 8%, and Hasebe had 22%. And honestly, it was beautiful because one of the most fabulous comments came from it all. Okanehira is only salty to Tenka Goken. Hachisuka, only to the Gansa. Chogi, only to Nisemono-kun. Place his vote at the right choice. And honestly, that is the most valid response. And I love it and support it. So yes. It was a great poll. Thanks for participating.
It was cause of much cackling and demented, nope, he's not that bad. Yes, he is.
It's nice to know that I at least am not alone in my belief that he is not the saltiest boy in the Citadel.
He kind of is, but I will agree with our friend Sumi over here, and that the fact is he's only salty really towards one sword, but salt is a matter of perspective. Which is why these polls are so much fun, because we get to see all of your opinions on the swords, because we kind of know each other's opinions, but it's really entertaining to see how closely our own perceptions of these swords are, or how completely different they are, because we all create our own little bubbles within our friend group. And headcanons ensue, you two. Anyways, yeah, I'm not gonna expose them to that. Your headcanons, because that was interesting. That was a night. Either way, so that was our community feedback for the month, and we'll hop right into recent updates for the games, everything game related that has occurred over the past month back in September. So yeah, Dongo Racing Rabbit Time, that ended. Praise with love. Praise.
I will admit I was a little sad because they cap you off at the amount of dongo you get.
What do you mean?
If you get the 50 dongo, they don't give you more.
Oh. I never noticed that.
Because you didn't try to get as much as you could.
Nope.
I did.
I could care less.
I was very sad.
Well, you got 50 dongo, and you used dongo during it, and then you have 50. And now you don't. But it's better than not having Dongo.
You could say dung on it for not having any. I love you.
Insert angry
Ami Daddy,
Johnny Blonde
no!
Dongo.
I think I killed Marissa. I'm
You,
Dong on it, Sarah.
do not make me throw mochi at your heads for making stupid puns. Why?
Don't go for it.
The stupid dongo puns were last month. Where were they last month?
We were in Dongo hell. We were
Okay, fair enough.
They decided they wouldn't dongo for it. They were dongon.
All right, let's move away from the rabbits and the dongo.
Let's hop away now.
All right, everyone, this is the final episode of Token Rambles podcast because I'm about to murder my friends and because of dongo puns.
I think we can threaten that every month.
Ah! Oh, I forgot
You know
to
you
throw
love our
plushies at
stupid
Sarah. Anyways, we'll talk about...
You beat me over the head with an avocado.
I did. I kind of
What?
did. I just kind of tapped you with it.
You did, yes.
Whack you upside the head with it. I just kind of tapped you with it.
So see, you still have some satisfaction, and yes.
I'm more still upset with Jesi over the fact of smithing Hakusan because she's technically the one who smithed Hakusan for you. So
Exactly.
You are partially an innocent in this, but at the same time are not because you benefited from her. Anyways, speaking of smithing hell, we had the Shizukagata Naginata limited time smithing campaign, so Shizuka could be smithed more easily. I didn't see him. Jesi, don't say anything.
Hey, in my defense, he actually didn't come home again.
Oh, surprise.
That's new.
That is new. I'm like, please don't make me.
I didn't get a single Naginata that event, actually. So.
I don't think I did. No, I didn't either.
You want a Tomoe? I got 2 of them.
I forget if I even...
Rambu all of them, so I'd take him.
My Tomoe and my Iwatoshi are max Rambu, so...
I just need one more Iwa. So, he didn't come home as often as Tomoe did during the struggle for Shizuka. But that campaign lasted about a week or so and ran right into the last event that we just finished up just recently, about like a week or so ago, was the most recent Village of Treasures. In that event, Sarah is hissing. Yeah.
Angry hissing.
As I talk about the background musics, which haunt Sarah because Taiko hate her. But we got Midare, Gokotai, Yagen, and Hocho's background music. And I haven't listened to the background music in a while because I'm terrible and I usually game off. But my game was actually on, and Hocho's music is just perfection.
It sounds like a candy store.
He does! And Gokotai has these cute little, like, xylophone melody that's so precious. So they got background music that really does reflect them very, very well. Also, preemptively, I'm going to apologize. I am suffering from the backlash of having allergies right before my trip to go visit Jesi, then bronchitis, and then, yes. Hooray! I sound a little right now, but bear with me.
Not being attacked by coughs every, 5 minutes, so whoop!
No, it's just my throat just kind of hates me. But besides the new background music, we got our new sword, who I will give Chessie time in a little bit to squee over, because I have to talk a little bit about this event, and then I will give her time. But his name is Kuwanago, so he is, of course, as we predicted, with the Village of Treasures, it's kind of a bit of a go event now. But besides adding the new sword, there's been some UI changes with the event. The pothole cards have been completely removed. Bomb and poison arrow cards were reduced to 1 instead of 2. Kaika now actually applies to the enemy cards and not just the beads. So you increase the amount of beads, but that's because they upped it once again to 100,000 beads to get the new event sword. It's been over about, I think, a year or two since we've had to struggle to get a sword at 100,000 beads for Village of Treasures. And the implementation of the new Wakizashi card, which rewards more EXP and beads, which is about 250 beads. And it was really rare, and you could only encounter it once per run. And it actually was affected by the Kaika cards as well. So that was kind of nice. I only ran into it between 4 and 5 times, and I believe I was the first person to see said mysterious walkie.
I didn't run into him until after I hit 40,000 points. And it was once. The second time was either just before I got him, or was it after? Can't remember, but I only ran into the walkie card twice the entire event.
Yikes.
He was playing hide and seek, I think. Successfully so. Yeah. I don't know how many times I saw him. I think only like 3 or 4. And usually it'd be before I get the Kaika card. So,
It's because walkies are stealthy. And I did not need those thoughts. I'm gonna smack you later, Sarah.
love you. Don't know what I did this time, but I'll probably take credit for it anyway.
So that's kind of it on the new mechanics of the event. As I mentioned before, we got our new sword, who is Kuwanago. And I know Jesi was very, very happy for this. So I'm going to let her squee and talk about her new Go Boy for a little bit.
Please let me say one pun. You could say that the Go's are now their go-to for swords.
That pun is acceptable. Jesi, continue.
Let me tell you how much I love this farmer boy snowboarder Kuwanago, who is absolutely beautiful. You never see his eyes really until he awakens, so that's really cool.
And you only see like an eye.
Yeah. The whole Go clan is a fabulous clan, and they're all nerds and fabulous. And Kuwanago, I forget why exactly, but he really likes soil. Like farming soil. So that's really fun.
That was the point I was trying to remember. Okay, so I was going to research this. I have no idea if this is the correct basis or not. So when I came back, I mentioned to one of my coworkers that I had been to Fukuoka on a trip. And she's like, oh, have you heard of this guy? He's some agriculturalist. And I was like, no, Sage, I haven't. I am not the biggest person when it comes to my knowledge of subsistence farming and the agricultural practices of Japan, but I understand the unity of Japan and agriculture. It's important. What does this have to do with anything? She's like, oh, there's this really well-known like agriculture guru guy that's out of Fukuoka. I have no idea if that's what they're trying to reference because he's apparently well known. I don't know if he's current or a while ago. I don't know. I just found the correlation between that and the fact that Kuwana also comes from that area a little ironic. I don't know if there's a correlation. There could be. It could just be massive coincidence. There could be a completely another reason why this boy is obsessed with farming.
I mean, he was passed down through a family of farmers, apparently.
Oh,
So-
that could also be it.
But he could be tied to one of them. So
I just find it ironic.
I'm gonna do some more research in it. He's also from the Honda family, so he's very close to Tombokiri.
And he calls him
close.
Tombokiri-sama!
Yeah. He has some pretty cute lines in general, like when you stick him into doing chores. But if you stick him with Tombokiri, he doesn't say anything but respond to Tombokiri. And it's just, yes, Tombokiri-sama!
He's so precious.
It's like, whatever you say, Tombokiri-sama. It's so cute.
Oh, he
He
is adorable.
he is.
His
And
recollection with Kotegiri, though. No, not Kotegiri, Buzen. The
he has
horse
two
one?
recollections with Buzen Go, who has officially become the leader slash overprotective mom of the Go boys, and I die further. And the first recollection, he and Kuwana are standing there, and Kuwana's like, is it really okay to ride this horse? And he's like, I told you it's fine, go ahead and try. And so he jumps up on the horse, and the animation of him like moving to get on the horse, it kills me. And then he's like, wow, that's really cool. He's like, I told you it was fine. And then the second recollection,
It's my favorite.
Buzen's like, or no, Kuwana's making mention of like overhearing Giri saying something about lessons, and he's like, what does that mean? Why are we doing lessons? And Buzen's like, yeah, we sing and dance. It's a lot of fun. You want to come join? You should come join us. And he's like, I don't know. Maybe. Let me ask the dirt.
Like, why?
Precious baby asks the ground if he can dance on it.
Silent. He's just like, what is this kid? What am I doing? Just watching. And then he's like, oh, okay, I can join. Buzen's like, okay, well, that's great. That's decided. But, hey, you want to stop using my legs as a pillow? He's like, no, just a little bit longer. It's fine.
We finally have our airheaded, lazy baby. Like, we haven't had this character type in Token, I don't really think. We have some characters that are a little...
But it's not the same. Like, Akashi's just lazy and like, I just don't want to do anything. You're gonna make me move? But and we have like Higakiri's airheadedness.
Yeah, he's like our first like la air, and he's just the kid that just runs through the field, just enjoying nature, and you're like, what is with this kid? And then he would just like go, all of a sudden just plop into a bed of flowers, and you'd be like, is he okay? And it's just like, the flowers smell nice, and you just be like, all right, I'm just gonna go over here. He's not dying. That's all that matters.
It is also worth mentioning that Buzengo's regular fieldwork lines make mention of Kuwana, actually.
Yep.
Which is really cool.
Well before we looked that up.
Yeah. Because they're out there in the fields, and he's like, well, there is a person for every job. Not sure. I wonder what Kuwana will say about the field. Okay. And then Kuwana's out there, and he's like, oh, yes, this is nice soil. So, at least you can have your fields praised by the farming boy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful blade, and I love it. And his battle lines too, like when you have him as captain and he's scouting, He's checking the air quality, the landscape, and then the quality of the dirt. And it's like, okay, buddy, make sure everything's good. And then he's like, yeah, we can win this.
So that's what he's
Yeah.
saying when I'm scouting. I'm always wondering, I'm like,
Yeah.
what is he saying? Okay.
Temperature, I think, maybe is another thing he checks.
I
Air
think temperature.
But it kills me. I love him so much. I love this family, and yeah. I am a happy go mom.
Sort of.
He is now level 50, by the way. He's over level.
80.
I got him the Saturday before the event ended. I was very determined.
I
I
got
think
him.
mine.
I think the
70?
rest of us got like the last day.
Yeah, the last day for us.
Yeah, Sarah and I both got him the last day.
We
That
both
was the
also had
plan.
him capped him, so we're both like super leveled him up by now.
Yeah, he's like well above level 75.
I
He's
think he's
doing his
72 for me.
I haven't been able to play as much as y'all have over the past few days, so we're catching up.
You'll be fine. You'll eventually get there.
Yee. You'll have him 99 before long.
Yep.
He's at level 40. We're at level 41 in current thing, so we're trying.
This current event is perfect for leveling low swords. It's great. Hooray! New Go child, which we're not done talking about him, but we're gonna put him on a shelf and leave him there, and we will grab him when we're ready towards the end. Right after the event ended, we had a maintenance that implemented the third batch of casual outfits, which were Goto Toshiro, Shino no Toshiro, Hocho Toshiro, Taikogane Sadamune, Shokurai Kiri Mitsutada, and Yamabushi Kurihiro. At the time, the current event was supposed to start, but due to unforeseen bug issues that perpetuated in the mobile version for Android, got pushed back a little bit. We'll talk about those bug issues in a bit, but I'm so happy. Sada looks adorable, and I screamed because I needed him, and I wasn't going to be able to get him until UTC happened, or I had enough Koban. But I have him now, and he is adorable, and I am a very, very happy bird mom.
That was legitimately me with Shokudai Kiri, because I needed it. I needed it so much because he's so pretty. Especially with like, you have him in such dark color, and then you have those bright splashes of like the gold hair ornament. And what was Koban after the past event? So as soon as I had enough, Marissa can attest to this. I went and I snatched that outfit. I'm like, mine. So he's still my attendant. So because I really wanted to see it. It's so pretty. So yes, I love it. They did really good with this batch.
They did. Even when we saw them, Jesse and I were like, Hocho's is even perfect. It's that little rainbow checkered pattern that is reminiscent of his cape in his Kiwame version, and it's just so adorable. These Go boys, I mean, not these Go boys, these Toshiro boys. We've been talking about your Go boys for so long. These Toshiro babies, because I was looking at Goto and then my brain defaulted to Go, have more vibrant colors, so they look way more just impactful, and there's more detail and things that they've added into it compared to like Hinono, Maida, and Atsushi, which are just kind of browns and black. Doshoku's, like you mentioned, has like the gold flecks in it, and it's just perfect.
I like this set, but I was kind of relieved because I wasn't as attacked this time. I'm going to need to use the majority of my Koban to the new Go Boy. I am very scared for this current month, though, because I haven't really been so fully attacked. Honebani was the greatest attack that I've had. I'm very excited to see where they go next.
Soon you shall be attacked and have to spend all of your gold because they
Again.
need the outfits.
But brand new outfits. They are out with all the other outfits, and we'll probably start. No, you said they don't really start releasing them until like the last week, like the art.
Yeah, they generally release them during the last week of the month, and then implement them within the first or two maintenances afterward.
Yeah. So look out for those towards the end of October. We will have more boys that will come and stab us in the heart because they're going to look beautiful. Of course, like with the previous two batches, there's already merchandise. Those little, all they really have merch-wise for the new yukata outfits are these really nice little standees with little keychain of their crests and stuff. Kind of that's all they've got right now, but they already have the merchandise for these outfits as well. So it seems like it's going to be every single time they release a new batch of casual outfits, they'll also announce that they have these standees as well for fans. Another thing to look out for, it's not like it's a minor change for those of us who live outside of Japan, but there was a massive tax increase in Japan on October 1st, so in-game purchases have gone up to accommodate this, so you'll notice if you're purchasing points through DMM or through iTunes or the Google Play Store to buy the little gold to purchase things in your game, you'll notice it's going to cost a little bit more than usual to purchase the amount that you've normally been purchasing. So, yep. It didn't go up, I don't think, too much because most of this is minor, but the tax rate is greatly affecting Japan, or soon to really just hit them. And Jesi was
quite obnoxious, just to let
you said it went from 8 to 10%?
Yeah, the consumer tax went from 8% to 10%. But it's also really weird because, like, so I kind of eat out a bit because what is energy to do dish trash? When you eat in at restaurants, that's when you get the 10%. But when you take it home and you get carry out, it's 8%.
Really? That's
Yeah.
a nice way to kind of cheat the system a little.
It is and it's not. I don't want to do carry out. Where I live,
Then you have to throw it away.
Then you have to throw it away and you have to deal with all the other things that go with it. And then if you like have to drive away to get home, then it can get cold like it's a nice kind of thing, but at the same time it's just really obnoxious. And all the prices are going up a little bit, so
Good thing I went to Japan before the tax increase.
Yep. Came at a good time. It was really interesting because if you watched on Twitter, a lot of the actors, like Mokun especially, was like, it's September 30th. Should I get anything before the tax rate goes up tomorrow?
Why am I not surprised it'd be Mokan that did that?
Right. Right. Sengo Muramasa's actor, by the way. Mokun, he's like, should I get anything? What should I buy?
He should have went on a shopping trip with Torgoe, the Yasusada's actor, because those two are best friends, and they are shopaholics with each other. So
they probably would have found Haru-chan in the same store.
Probably. Honestly, though.
Yeah, they would.
I swear those three have, like, they definitely have a line together, but they probably just have, like, little sensors in their heads that go off on, like, shopping trip with each other. Yes.
Highly likely.
Oh, goodness. But, yeah, the tax increase is going to still affect those who are international trying to purchase in-game things, or just merch in general. You'll notice things that were one price before, gonna be a little bit more now. Like my Nendoroid. I don't know for those who have pre-ordered Nendoroids or scale figures or any of their goods before the October 1st. I know some you pay for it beforehand, but places like Ami you don't. And you pay for it when it comes in. I have no idea if the price is going to maintain or it's just saying, screw you, pre-ordered it anyways, you're going to pay the new price. Hooray. For those of us who are obsessed with merch things, it becomes a problem. Anyways, speaking of money and buying things, our current event got pushed back a little bit, and it is the Underground Treasure Chest event. I am so happy because it is not just your normal Underground Treasure Chest event. Because DMM knew that they threw these casual outfits at us at 50,000 a pop, there had to be some way that they gave us more Koban that we didn't cry.
I mean, we're still crying a little bit.
We're still crying a little bit.
Better.
Yes, it softens the blow of crying. The amount of Koban obtained from the first clear floors from 1 to 49 have been increased. You still get the big 1,000 when you clear floor 50. And they also implemented these Koban boxes, which will occasionally drop from defeating the boss nodes on all of the floors. You'll notice you'll encounter this the first time that you've gone through floor 1. A little animation when you hit the boss node, a little animation of a Koban box will drop down and open before the scary flaming purple head appears.
Okay,
to indicate
but can
that you
we
hit the boss.
appreciate how fast it falls?
Yeah. Thud.
There's already really cute fan art out of like the chest dropping on someone in the unit's head. The one I saw, and I know that is a spider outside the car. That was Jesi. I sent her one that showed Tomoy because he was the tallest in the unit. Just all of a sudden getting hit in the head. Sorry for the beeping. There's a spider outside of the car, and I did not want it to come into the car. But yes, he got hit in the head, and yeah. I just imagine that's probably what it's really like, though. Bless them.
Or it's like, for those who have seen the Cats musical, they're just singing and doing their thing, and then a boot just falls from the ceiling and lands straight. That I swear that's what the Koban is. Like, they're just like, la 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 la, thud, just there's the Koban in front of their feet. And Hakata just scuttles up to it and is like, yes! And you're like, oh no. Oh no. But Hakata will multiply that Koban box as well, like all the other Koban that you get in the event, including the first clear and the little resource nodes. So having Hakata or Kiwame Hakata on your team for this event really does help if you want that tasty, tasty, sweet Koban. The Koban boxes start at 300 on floor 1 through 10, and then every 10 floors it increases by 50 until floor 98, which is, I think it hits 750. But floor 99, it's 1,000. So if you put Kiwame Hakata on your team and you keep running floor 99 and you get a Koban box, that's 2,000 Koban right there. That's a lot. So thank you, DMM, for blessing us with the ability to garner more Koban than before. I had about 75,000 Koban before the event started, and I had 150,000 by the time I reached floor 50 due to all of the first clear Yeah, I bought Sada. I still have 100,000 Koban. I am happy.
I like the fact that it's nice enough that you can keep running certain floors. Like, you don't have to go to 99. It's nice because of the increase, but you don't have to. So you can just sit on a certain floor and just keep running it over and still trigger the treasure chest. So it's like, gold,
Yeah.
Koban. Feed the Hakata, make him happy.
Feed him. Yeah, because
Feed
I was trying to increase Rambu levels for these UTC Tertiary boys that don't like to smith as much as their other brothers. So I was running floor 40 for a while and getting about, I think, about 450 or 500 Koban every single time, times 2 when the things dropped. So it was really nice. Like, it's better than nothing. Like, you just run them. Even just running floor 10, you get 300 Koban if the thing likes to drop. And they like to drop average, not frequently, just they'll drop. They're not super rare, but they'll drop.
They haven't been dropping me very much. I got a couple to start with, but not many. I think Pierre and I and my RNG luck are having a bit of a fallout. So.
Uh-oh. Oh no. It's coming to a head. Yikes.
Watch the one sword I'm watching for be a smith and he not come home.
Who?
Anyway, that's
Another certain go boy?
continue.
Oh goodness. But this event is focusing mostly on trying to get some Koban. I'm not going bananas. I'm just letting it come in. I'm mostly focused on trying to level up Cha-Cha and our new Kuwana over here. And Cha-Cha's hit 93, and I'm starting to sweat because I hate when they hit the upper levels of 90 because they don't level up very quickly. And Kuwana's almost level 80 or about there. So he sped through very, very quickly with me grinding for Toshiro's. Sarah will recall this. So I was running floor 40 to get Hocho. And I just keep running the map over and over and over until I get the sword. And I got one. I was like, okay, this took me a little while to hit the candy, but I backed out. And before I had gone down below Osaka Castle, I had done my 3 daily smiths. And I ran over and I click on the first one. And I get greeted by a candy baby. I'm like, oh, okay. Because I only do all 50 because I'm still trying to get them, and it's the cheapest way to do the daily
Mission thingy
Essentially,
achievement.
if you just do the 3 smiths and you only do 50, you basically haven't smithed at all by the end of the reward.
Yeah.
You get the smith tokens back, and you get the 150 of all of the resources back. So.
And then you get new swords. So I go to tap the second one, and there is a second Hocho that has greeted me through my smith. I'm like, Pierre, buddy, what you doing? Thank you. I don't have to go run floor 40 again. And then I maxed Rambood Hocho out. With the 3 that I had. I was like, that is... Wow. Oh, okay. But I noticed this, and I know Jesi noticed this. I think it was around Village of Treasures. I don't know if it was one of the UI changes that they put in, because there were some UI changes, if you notice, with your little mailbox over there.
and box and things.
some things have changed. There's I forgot to mention this, the little shortcut for Rambu levels. There's a little click box and it lets you select, and it shows all the swords that can be Rambu leveled instead of just swiping through and crying because you're trying to find the correct sword to Rambu up. It shows you the ones. I think there might have been a minor increase in some of the swords. I know I've noticed this with the Tontos, especially. I've gotten more Sada and Fudo than I have in the past. And seeing as I got 2 Hocho in a row, maybe they decided to increase it. I know you encountered something similar as well, Jesse, while I was in Japan visiting you. Besides that, I know you, Jesse, have this week's been a little busy, but how has your UTC been so far?
It's been good. So it started Wednesday. Yeah, it was supposed to start Tuesday, but they had issues with the update for the for the Android store. And then it updated Wednesday, and I tried to update it at work because I was stuck at my desk for an hour and a half past quitting time. And couldn't do anything, couldn't leave, had everything ready for classes. So yeah, it updated the app, but it wouldn't load the game. Like it would get to 13% and stop. At one point, it got to 50% and then it stopped. And it wouldn't do anything but drain my battery. Then I got to think it downloaded. No, it didn't actually open until I got home. I made it to floor 6 that night. Wasn't able to open it really on Thursday. It took me a long time to actually be able to do anything with it, regardless. And then I went from floor 6 and then actually 30. So that was
nice.
And now I am somewhere between floor 40 and it's been a good event thus far. The boxes haven't been dropping for me very much, like I mentioned earlier, but it is really funny when they do. But my sister's been over, right? And so I'm like, Kim, you have to see this because it's so funny and it drops so fast. So every time I get to the boss node, I turn the phone to her and I'm like, what? And nothing happened.
Oh!
It's just the boss notification again. I'm like, come on, man. Where are you? But I have my current team of boys that I'm trying to get ready for QE, as well as Kuwu. Kuwu's a good leader here. We're digging a tunnel, but he doesn't always like to dig in the routes that give us the more treasure. So I think he and Hakata are trying to be friendly, kind of, because they're doing better in the higher level. But I think he just needed to get used to it. But he really likes the dirt, so he's in a happy place. I think maybe it's a satisfying dirt because he's leveling quite quickly, like he did for you. But I'm just still on the current let's dig, guys, let's go mode. So we're trying to see how far down these boys. But it's going pretty well. I just really have these. I have a lot of higher level boys that can't go out on Kiwame. So I'm trying to fix that because all that I'm currently missing in the game are Kiwame sprites. So I have to fix that. Which means I have to use boys that I don't often.
I feel like you're trying to get ready to trigger Marisa by saying that.
I know, like, Master Sword is Master Sword and like completionist over there, and that's fine. I'm slow in working on things. I will say I feel quite proud of myself because I was talking to Lexi last night. Yeah, yesterday at lunch, and we were tapping the game, and she was talking about swords and levels as well, and I'm like, my lowest level sword is Kuwana, and he is now level 50, so I am very pleased.
Yay! Nice.
Yeah, and he's the lowest, but the next highest, like the next one above him, is in the 60s. So I'm doing a lot better. My level gaps aren't nearly as bad. And she's over here with level 20, 14s, and a level 1, I think.
Oh, please tell me that's not still Juzu.
No, it's Chogi.
Oh, good. Okay, everything's fine then.
Yeah. But for a while, I know that Koryu was level 4, but she doesn't, like, the way that Lexi does it, she's like, welcome to the Citadel, take a number, get in line. I have other boys that I need to get leveled up first.
I feel that.
Yeah, she's
That
really,
was me in the
she's a really
beginning.
good son-in-law, though. Like, she's being smart about it. She's like, I gotta get my Tontos leveled up so they can handle the 7 era. So she's
Good
doing
girl.
good with it. And it just makes me feel pleased because I'm like, I remember when both you and Sarah were getting on my case about my level gap, and now that is not a problem.
Okay,
So,
having a level gap at about where Lexi is and where you were is understandable because you have so many swords. You don't know what to do with them. So you just like I just kind of selected 6 swords at some point and ran with it. And they were kind of my event team for the longest period of time. And as they slowly started to cycle out and hit level 99 and things, I just kind of cycled more swords in, and I had like a medium team and like a baby team, and it takes a while for you to start getting those swords. I would say in like about level 50 is kind of a between 50 and 60 is like a happy place to be like, okay, I've gotten them this far. Now let's focus on the higher level swords and get them up, or focus on some more lower level swords and get them up, because when they hit about 50, you can run the wonderful map that is 5-4 and just continuously run it. It gives you great EXP and it's safe. It's not Era 6.
unless it's
It's Kebi
Kebishi, in
Sheed.
which case you're not going to have a good time if you keep hitting the Kebishi map, especially
No.
if it takes a long time for you to back out of the game, and then you're just like, oh, well, I closed the app. I guess I should do something else now, which
Yeah.
is a big issue for me. So that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
my boys are doing great. It's just really obnoxious because they're all having a grand old time over here, except for Nagasone, who is the only one not in Sakura Fubuki. And he is grumpy orange. He was grumpy red, so I don't know what happened, but he's not as
Yeah,
mad as he was.
you need to come collect your grumpy Mamba Kiwi baby, because he just keeps getting into orange over here with Cha-Cha.
Look, okay, he's feeling a little overwhelmed by the bubblegum child. So
Maybe. But he's there with Sone and Mutsu and Okay, never mind.
that, and you're telling me to collect him? No, he's fine.
It's like him and Sone are like the babysitters being like, why are we here? And Kuana's just leader going, dick, 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 dick. And then Hakata's just in the rear collecting the scraps of Koban. Because it's seriously how my team is. They're sandwiched between them.
Yeah, that's how mine is. Like, Ku's the leader with Hakata bringing up the rear, but I've
Because
got
he doesn't
Kulu.
get exhausted, so you stick him at the rear.
Yeah,
So you
but we
reduce the
got
effect.
Kulu, we got Kiko, we got Otagine, we got Nagasone, we got Dotanuki, and then we got Hakata. And I'm just like, okay, boys, okay. And I will say this is one unit that I play with the sound off on.
I wonder why.
Sorry. He moans.
I like how that's the thing we have to start apologizing for, though.
I'll come collect him. He does that every single time he comes back from a expedition. It's all right. Or when he leaves.
He doesn't moan when he comes back. He's out of breath and panting. Like,
Okay, still he's out of breath. He moans when he leaves. He has one of the longest lines when you send him out on expeditions. I'm like, Hiko, okay, honey, shut up. Can the closed scroll please leave my screen? The scroll closed 3 seconds plus ago. Shoo shoo. Go Go get mommy Koban, please. I'll come collect him if you need me to.
Aw, he's alright. I just...
Donanuki's
It's-
also a yelly baby.
It's... To be honest, I also don't really watch the screen much when this one happens. I just really don't like how Nagasone looks.
Is it
I can
Kiwi?
hear Lexi screaming from here.
Is it
Just so you know.
Is it regular Sone or Kiwame Sone?
This is regular Sone.
Oh, okay.
I don't really like either version.
Mustard tips
So-
is mustard tips.
He has a really weird body, and we see too much of it. That is all. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
All right. Sarah, how... I know I've been here, like, I've been around for most of
I
your
don't know how
UTC
it's been. I don't know how.
How
either of
is
yours has
let's
been.
let's tell it for Jesi and for those listening. How has your UTC been, Sarah?
We're going pretty good. We're going nice and steady. It's such a nice change in life. Yeah, this unit I'm using is my train up unit. So they're using their pull-ups. They're big boys now. Yeah, I've been having fun leveling many of them. So quite a few are just kind of happy flow. Shizuka actually maxed out at 99 finally, because he was playing babysitter for a lot of like Tonto and Kuwana. And then of course like it was Shizuka and Hakata playing babysitter for the past however many days this event has been going on. Yeah, I think I've only dug down to 52, but that's because I've been grinding floor 40 and 50. And yeah, I've not been a sad nugget. I'm a very happy nugget. I already got the 500 enemies knocked out achievement, so we're getting there. I'm happy nugget. Yeah.
Yeah, I already did all the achievements.
I'm not surprised because you were doing that while I was doing the
Namuami.
Yeah. Endless tower events upon endless tower events.
DMM giving Token the underground treasure chest events, and Amu Amida, it has the endless tower event. It's like they want to just throw floor grind events at us at the same time.
Yup. So, but yeah, I'm content. I don't think I have any swords besides a certain one, and the Kiwame that are under 70. This event's going well. A lot of my Kiwi that I have babysit, so I know like I also tossed on Goto since he was the last Kiwi Tonto that came home. He's got at least another level on him already, and he's only been on this unit for a little bit. So yeah, I have nothing to complain about. I am very happy with the Koban because I had I think 32,000 before UTC, so I couldn't buy Shoku's outfit. As soon as I had 70 something, I bought his outfit, and now I back up to 70 something. So I am very happy, and yes, I like UTC much more than another certain event we just yeeted out the door. Thank goodness. Yeah, much hap, very hap.
The usual EXP grind for all of us, and the now actual trying to get Koban. Before it was just kind of a passive, oh, this event gave us Koban. Hooray!
Yep. I think because like we were all just sitting on like we had our little happy mountain of Koban, and then Demon just saw like you have a lot of Koban sitting there. What can we do? I know.
Make you drain all of it more. But just speaking of Koban, for those of you who might not know or forget, you might have some Koban lingering in your inventory. Make sure that you occasionally go to the store tab and hit your inventory, which is the little green one in the store, and you'll find boxes and things of Koban. Those from the event will automatically go into your Koban pool, but the ones that you get through trying to get like with resources through expeditions, don't for some odd reason, so you have to open them. I know when I first started playing the game, someone made mention of that, and I ran over to my shop and I looked at my inventory, and I had about 75,000 Koban just sitting there.
Think of
Whoops.
your poor storehouse. Odenta needs room to sit, so think of him if nothing else.
Yeah. There was a lot of Koban sitting in there, so make sure that you clean that out on occasion. If you're thinking you don't have that much, you might actually have a surprising amount just hiding in there. I noticed when Jesi was talking about her having issues downloading the app, I know Sarah and I probably didn't have much issue with it. That is because there was a lot of the times when we have extended maintenance, it's because of the Apple version of the app pushing the maintenance at least another 2 or 3 hours. This time it was Android, and instead of pushing maintenance back, they just delayed Underground Treasure Chest for a time. It's only 24 hours, but there are still horrible issues with the Android Pocket version to the point where it will wipe your game. You run the risk of wiping out all of your game data on your phone. So the devs are currently looking into issues, and there is a partial patch currently up that is trying to help prevent further issues, which is probably one of the reasons why Jesi all of a sudden was able to play the game. That was the partial patch.
Mine just needed to connect to Wi-Fi to fully download it.
That too. But if you do encounter this data wiping issue, please do not uninstall your game. If you do, you might completely lose your data, and DMM will not be able to restore it for you. So please, if you do encounter this issue, I urge you, please send in a report to DMM. They are trying their hardest to find the issue and fix it. And if you also have Android, make sure that you please try and back it up through the through DMM's website. It's probably your better option, just in case, so you can transfer it later. Or if you don't and you cannot connect to the internet to get onto DMM's website using a proxy or whatever, try taking a picture of that front screen. It has your little UID number. That's the best way that they're going to be able to restore your account if you do lose it. So please be very, very careful if this happens. I am so sorry to those of you who have already potentially lost your accounts. There is hope, so don't lose hope in getting your swords back. And I hope that everything works out for everyone. That's all the Android stuff. We'll try keeping you guys updated. If not, DMM is trying to keep everyone updated on the updates as well. But we'll try our best with translating them when they do come out. Some upcoming events. They announced the new solar term Light Snow background series that is going to... I think everything that they've announced for upcoming updates is going to be happening in October. Nothing is in November. It's all this month.
Nothing. It's all gonna happen for the end of October.
Yeah. So this is probably going to happen at the same time as the next event, which is the Special Investigation Bunkyu Tozahan rerun. So we are going to get a rerun of Bunkyu Tozahan. So we get to chase around the boss note again.
Oh, we get duplicates of our good boys.
We do get duplicates. You get duplicates of Sensei, Sarah?
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm looking forward to at this point.
Give your boy some new lines to yell at his Lucky.
Yeah. Want to be another line to yell at Mutsunokami.
I mean, that works too.
Just thigh rolling and chasing that stupid boss when you only have like 2 moves is not easy. Ugh. But more screams I'm sure to come very shortly on our next episode.
But the specific event rerun is very exciting, especially given live action.
Mm-hmm.
So
it is going to completely coincide with the next stage, isn't it? Or is the next stage not until like a little while after?
it starts December.
Okay, so it's just a couple months right before.
Yeah.
Seeing as we had a rerun of Chogi's event a couple of months before Jiden. So I love how they're subtly working alongside things out in the real world.
But that's fine.
Seeing as something else occurred, which we'll get to, who's currently still sitting on a shelf. So that's kind of it for the upcoming updates. They haven't given us anything for November or anything after Bunkyo Tosahan. It's probably going to be probably a 2-week break. And then we'll get an event. But in merchandising, the pre-order for the Odenta Mitsuyo Nindroid is available. And he is so cute and grumpy, and he actually comes with his, like, a paper folded, very big, like the Nindroid will fit in this storehouse. Like, he has his little storage house that he can fit in, and I'm like, that is so freaking cute. I love it. I won't get him, but I love it. Thank you. It especially kills me because, like, his actor Dai is literally dying over this. Like, I did not expect so many people to be like, words are hard. But we've commented before because Dai is one of those that he's very active with his character. So whenever something comes out regarding Odenta, he's there. Like, he is thrilled. So whenever this came out, he was just like, yes. He's a very, very happy Odenta himself.
He's a good boy. That's
kind of it when it comes to the figures. I decided we should probably try talking about more of like the bigger merchandise stuff. There's, I think, like a line of eyeshadow. Hooray. Yep. They're cute. They're really pretty. But one of the bigger ones, they've had a collaboration with this glasses company, Bandai. It's like one of I'm guessing Bandai owns it. Bandai Jeans?
Jeans. Jeans is a very popular glasses chain in Japan. I've actually, my current pair of glasses is from Jeans. And I'm very excited because it's a very nice, like, they produce nice glasses. High quality. And if something happens with your glasses through Jeans, I'm not sponsored by them, but hey, if you want to. If something happens with your glasses, then you can actually take them to any jeans store and you can be like, help me, please, and they will fix it.
Oh, that's nice.
If you're not satisfied with it, if your prescription changes, you just take it and you be like, I don't know what to do. The glasses are really, like, and they're really reasonably priced. I am highly pleased and surprised by the ease of getting new glasses here, because I didn't have an updated prescription, but in store they update it. Like, they have a machine, you sit there and you do the standard eye test.
Wow.
On the whole 1 or 2, and I'm like, I'm really doing this in the middle of a mall? Like, it's an open thing.
Wow.
An open door stall like thing, and it's like, okay. So the fact that they're doing it, I really hope that they have them in store so I can go look at them. But the pre-order period is very small and I cannot afford it because other token run booths and other priorities. But they are very pretty, and I love all of these pairs of glasses.
Did Token do a collab with Jeans before? I'm certain they have.
They did. I think it was Jeans last year and maybe the year before. Last time they had Kyo and Yasu, and I was very devastated to not be able to do it at that time because I didn't know what I was doing at all. And I was going to pre-order it online, but I didn't have my prescription because the whole, like, I knew what my eyes needed as far as they asked for more numbers than I was ever aware existed when dealing with prescription things. And so I was very confused. So I couldn't do anything. Sad.
Well, they don't have Kyo and Yasu this time, but they do have Okanehira, Shokudaikiri, Yamabagiri Chogi, Yamabagiri Kunihiro, Taikoganai Saramune, Sayo Samonji, Hachitsuka Kotetsu, and Kogitsune Maru as the inspiration for these glasses. And they are really nice. Except Hachi. Sorry. Your yellow is too yellow.
The pattern inside is really nice. Like, they look like nice glasses, but they're just not something that I would personally wear.
No. Personally, my favorite actually is Shokudaikiri because it's beautiful black glasses, and along the insides of the kind of inside the frames is this beautiful pattern, and it's just subtle glasses, and they look nice.
The pattern is the pattern that's on his coattails, by the way.
Mm-hmm. A lot of them have like where some of like their major colors overlapping fabric. Whoever makes that pattern for a lot of these characters is a genius, because you also see that pattern larger on the glasses case, and it's so pretty, and it's like a nice fabric leather kind of feel. It looks like it has that nice texture, suede look to it, and I'm like, these are nice. And it comes with like a glasses cloth as well, with their with two of their colors and their crest on it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they go all out with these. They're expensive, but they're nice. That's what happens. I think that's everything when it comes to merchandise that I found entertaining. So I think there was a giant, not like the mochis, but like the other ones. Big plushies.
It's a mochi, but it's not the same mochi. Like,
it's a mochi, but not a mochi. There's like a mochi and a mochi. It's like a
I feel
dongo
like
mochi.
my brain just broke hearing that because I didn't see that one, so my brain's just like, how big of a angry dongo?
Yeah, it is Hige, and it's the big one.
It's a beautiful giant Hige head.
Giant Hige head. Those are some things that are currently out. So now it's time for us to get into our Behind the Blade section. So before Jesse and I start talking about our trip to Fukuoka, we're gonna table that for a little bit, and I'm just going to remind everyone that Daizaifu Tenmangu is holding, I'm pretty certain they're still holding the exhibition featuring Tarumaru 2.5's creation process, and there's a giant standee on display. Of course, the special clear file is no longer on sale, only on sale until September 16th. So if you're in the area or you're going down to visit the Samurai exhibition, go down to visit Daizaifu. We were planning on doing so, but the typhoon kind of derailed that situation. We were afraid that the Shinkansen weren't going to run back, so we left earlier than expected. Happy we did. We ran into Cammy.
Yeah.
And then the Sakai Family Treasure Exhibition is running until November 4th at the Chido Museum, where you can see Shina no Toshiro. He will be on display with a couple of other swords from the Chido family, the Sakai family in this museum. So, though I don't know if he's part of like the special exhibition, because I was looking stuff about him, and part of the museum collection, so he might be on and off. He might just come out for special. So go check him out if you can. He's a pretty cute kid. All right, it is time for the Fukuoka time.
Fukuoka Fun Time.
Fun time where Jesi and I went to the samurai exhibition, Fukuoka. And it was great. Oh my gosh.
So
I'll let you
off,
speak because I've been speaking a lot.
Just a general thing on it. So the samurai exhibition is on display at the Fukuoka Museum. It started September 7th and runs through November 4th. Now, they actually currently we're in the second half of the event exhibition. So they actually changed out some of the collection on display, but all of the Token Rambu swords are still on display. The collaboration swords that were announced were Heshikiri Hasebe, Nihongo, who is we'll talk about in a second because Nihongo is a separate part. Hakata Toshiro, Honebami Toshiro, Gokotai, Kosatsu Samonji, Soza Samonji, Monoyoshi Saramune, Odenta Mitsuyo. Reminder, this event was announced, exhibition was announced way back in the beginning of September. But then VOT was announced and there was the new sword teaser, and people had the idea that, oh, that's a Go crest, that's a not Tadakatsu, that's a Honda crest on him. Maybe that's Kuwanago. And Kuwanago was in fact part of the exhibition, and after he was announced in-game, Token Rambu and the exhibition forward and said, "Hey, congrats, Kuwanago is now part of the Token Rambu collaboration. Woo!" Standees for all of the Token Rambu collab swords are on display in the lobby as well, so they're really cool to check out. There is also a voice actor-led tour by Nihongo's voice actor. It's really interesting to hear when you're walking through, and we'll see that. In general, one more thing about it before we talk about our experience. After we had gone, other people tied to Token Rambu went to the exhibit.
Yeah.
Including Aramaki Yoshihiko, who is our dear Mamba, and Shunya, who is last not coming to me, Imano Tsurugi's actor.
Oh,
They went to go to the exhibit, and they actually signed one of the posters, and they have it framed now.
Aww.
It was very exciting for the both of them to get to be part of that and to go see it, despite being there for a completely unrelated play. And then, just recently, formerly mentioned Dai also went to the exhibit, and he was very excited because Odenta was on display. So he got to go see his beautiful blade and take a picture that mimicked the artist's depiction of Odenta going to visit the exhibition. And it was absolutely beautiful. So those are famous people who have gone to the exhibit. And he sat there for like 3 hours, he said. He's like, but before I even realized how long it was, 3 hours had passed and it was just sitting there. So, okay.
Oh! What?
Yeah, I'm not sure where in the museum he was sitting for 3 hours, but he was having fun just staring at it all. All of these blades are beautiful, and they all, and the actors themselves are very excited to experience it. And now it's time for just little old us's experience.
I don't know really where to start.
What sword were you most looking forward to see?
This question again?
Dude, come on, you can do this.
Fine. Okay, so I was most looking forward to see, technically I was looking forward to see Odenta, but then you were like, besides Odenta, and I was like, Nihongo, because I saw him before the last time I went to go visit this museum, but I had rushed through the exhibit that he was a part of because it wasn't quote-unquote as interesting as the previous section that I had gone to, because we did it backwards than what I did it. We did the major section, and then we went to this little exhibit where Nihongo actually had And I just kind of rushed through and I was like, oh, that's a pretty spear. And then I left. And when I got into Token Rambu, I was looking at the pictures for Nihongo and I was like, oh, I saw that. So I felt kind of bad that I didn't actually take pictures of him. And now he's in a game that I love. So I wanted to go back and actually give him the attention that he didn't get the first time because I was a terrible person. So that's who I was looking forward to the most. What about you, Jesi?
I was looking forward to see Honebami because I went to the giant sword exhibit last October in Kyoto, but they had special Token Rambu swords that were on display for half of the time, and the other half of the time they switched them out for other swords, and Honebami was the later one, and I couldn't see that one, so I was very excited.
He was surprising of a blade. So for those of you who don't know, Honebami Toshiro used to be a Naginata, but due to the changing in war tactics and the fact that he kind of got severely burned, they had to fix the blade. But why would you fix a Naginata blade when they're no longer used? So let's change him into a Wakizashi like all the other Naginata blades that we're not using. So if you look at his blade, you do like a double take because you're like, something is off about the blade. It doesn't look like a normal sword. And then you can see that there's still remnants of him being a Naginata, and it's really, really cool. His blade is surprisingly thick, and the detail of the Fudomyo Kurikata symbol on his blade is so deep into it and so detailed. You can see everything. I'm like staring at this thing, going, I need a magnifying glass to see everything. Wow. I was in awe by your boy. He was pretty.
He's a beautiful boy. There were just so many beautiful blades. It was really interesting. It was my first time seeing a Sadamune blade, and they had other Sadamune blades on display as well. And you can tell they're Sadamune because they have this beautiful, detailed engraving, not an inscription, but just engraving work on the blade. And oh, it was beautiful. But it was also really fascinating because for me at least, I tend to distinguish blade types by sizes. And like it's really helpful in Token how like the walkies are all generally of this height, though like there are differences. You can see that the Tontos are itsy bitsy and the Uchis are pretty average, and then we go Tachi and higher and they get taller and taller. But when you're looking at the actual blades themselves, you look at Mono, and then you look at Honebami, and the size difference is like looking at a Tonto and an Uchi. And you're like,
Yeah.
what? These are both Wakizashis. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you go, because getting to Monoyoshi, you see Hakata and Gokotai first, and they're itty. They're tiny. But they're precious. And then you get to Monoyoshi and you're like, wait, he's not, like Jesse said, he's not much bigger. And we eventually moved just a little ways over and there's Bommy and you're like, whoa, there's like a 2-foot difference on this thing compared to Monoyoshi. Like, what?
Yep.
It's baffling. You think you know it, but you don't. Swords are so weird. Wakis are like the weird middle child of we're not really a Tonto and we're not really a Tachi or an Uchigatana. We're just in the middle. We're that other thing. I don't know. That's the best summation of what the walkies are. They're the weird middle children.
They're good walkies. But it was also very exciting because we were looking at the list of swords on display, and we did notice that Kuwanago was there. And so we're like,
Mm-hmm.
is this it? Is this our new boy?
Mm-hmm.
And it was so funny, though, because we're walking through, and we just kind of, well, Marissa just kind of looks and then keeps going. And I just kind of sit there for a second. I'm like, Kuwanago, okay. And so I'm like staring at the blade, just like trying to like look at it and process it because it's a beautiful thing. I don't know how to explain it very well because I'm bad at all description, but it really was pretty. And then she's like, "Oh, where'd you go?" I was like, "I was looking at new boy, potential new boy." And she's like,
Okay.
"Oh, wait, we saw him?" It's like, "Yes, go back
Okay.
there."
In my defense, I was dealing with bronchitis at this point. We're not even probably a sixth of the way through the exhibit, and I have an asthma attack because there's not much airflow in this. It's already a really old building, so it's stuffy and old and musty, and I'm trying not to cough because no one's talking. It's a museum. Like, a art history museum. Like, you don't have loud conversations unless you're in a natural history museum or a science like I work in. I have screaming children. This is more of like please respect the people who are trying to enjoy this beauty, and I'm hacking into my hand. So a lot of me was trying not to die, and I remembered after you said that was him, my brain went, oh yeah, Jesse did mention this was a goat blade. God damn it. I kind of forgot Kuwana was a potential because he wasn't on my radar yet. He wasn't in the game. So when she mentioned that was him, I was like, oh yes, it was. And I remember some of the history that you did say while we were standing there. So it's like, okay. He does come from here. Interesting. It was like a simply beautiful blade, if I recall. It didn't stand out, but if you looked at it, you were like, oh, there's something just strikingly beautiful about this blade.
It was also interesting when we got in line and then we did the first little turn and you're like, why do I feel drawn to this one blade?
Yeah. And you looked it up because we got a sheet that had the list of all of them, and you're like, you do know that sword. That's Odenta. And I was like, oh, I'm not like, it's hard to explain when it comes to understanding like spirituality of things and like being like quote unquote superstitious about stuff. But there was just some hole and something just emanating off of this blade that kind of screamed like I'm important. And that's why. Like there was nothing different about his display. He was just next to some other random swords, but it was like, nope, that's Odenta. That's one of the Tenku.
They were also ones in very high cultural importance, but
yeah, but like still, they didn't like have anything being like bing 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 Tenkagoken. Like they were simple displays for things. It's not
I agree to disagree on that. They were also they stood out to me a little bit more too.
Okay, it's different than like, okay, you go to a museum in the US, you go to find the Hope Diamond, and there's gonna be everything under the sun pointing you to where it is. The display is just making it look as majestically shiny as possible. Well, this was just like, not like the displays for all of these swords were just displayed. There was nothing really different about each of them because they wanted you to enjoy the sword themselves without you really telling you much about them until you actually look down at what the name is, and some of them had more information for you to read.
But we did walk through it, and it was really interesting. We were watching for all of these swords on our list, right? And we got through the end, and we're like, wait, where is Nihongo?
Yeah.
Did we pass him?
Yeah, because he was the cool thing was we took pictures of right before we went, we took pictures of the standees of each of the swords. And I'm like, well, he should have been after Hasebe based off of the order, because they were going in order of how they actually were in the exhibit. Where's Nihongo? We passed by Kanbei and oh gosh, Hanbei is like not Hanbei's Kuro Kanbei, and what the heck is his son's name? Your son's name has mistaken me, but Shinglehead. I'm like, I see their armor. Where's Nihongo? So we had to go ask them where he was. And he's not actually in the exhibit.
He's on normal display.
Mm-hmm. As he was
so you have to pay
when I saw him.
Again.
Mm-hmm. Which was worth it.
It was. And it was really nice, though, because in the exhibit itself, you cannot take pictures. In Nihongo's exhibit, you can take pictures.
Yep. So I got a lot of pictures. And that 200 yen also got you access to pretty much their all of their permanent exhibit. So we got to enjoy that as well.
It was very interesting going and seeing all of the different histories around Fukuoka and everything. Definitely, if you're in the area, go check that out. It was fantastic. Very beautiful building. The exhibit was fantastic, and the goods were really cool too.
An interesting thing that I noticed, you can get like a postcard set, and it comes with all of the swords in it except Nihongo, Hasebe, and Gokotai. But you can get Nihongo and Hasebe's by purchasing the clear folders. And this is like the promotional art, the beautiful art of each of the swords that we saw before the exhibit was, like, around the time the exhibit was announced, in collaboration with it. And so you're like, oh, I can get all of these, but you could get merch of all of the promotional art except Gokotai for some odd reason, and I don't know why.
We got you Soza, right, Sarah?
Eee! He's so pretty. I love him so much. Yeah, thank you. He's so pretty. I am a happy noodle mom. I'm a very happy noodle mom.
Besides the promotional art and some of the other things that I went a little crazy on, not as much as the Todabu store, or tried to. I caved and I got the Horikawa wallet, and it's beautiful, and I do not regret at all. It's so much nicer than my last wallet. That was like a cheap, like $15 wallet. I'm not saying how much it was way more than my actual. For those of you who know the price of the Juzumaru scale figure, the wallet is as much as the Juzumaru scale figure, and that is all I am saying. Anyways, our adventures didn't stop there, though.
Nope. We left the exhibit, and then we headed off toward, Tenjin?
Tenjin!
Tenjin, where we found the Animate that housed Token Rambu pop-up store. The Todabu store number 6. The very cute, small little store. They had a lot of things that you could, like, pre-order, and then they would ship to you. Because to have... They had so many things for, like, every single character that you could buy. But because there are now 80 characters in this game, that's a lot of merch to have on hand that this store did not have the space for. So They did this really cool thing where you could take the little slip saying, I want this, and then they will ship it either to the store or to where you live in Japan. So I thought that was really interesting. A little obnoxious, but pretty interesting. Because they had that with posters and phone cases, cushions.
Mhm.
It was really cool. They had the special design things for the special store. Lots of little blind bags for charms and clear files. They were blind bags for the clear files, which was fun, challenge, and interesting. I
So it
got
panned
2
out
of
for
the
both of us.
books. It did. It really did. I was quite pleased. I got 2 of the art books. I'm very happy. I also got a blanket that has been eaten by my
Cute.
bed. Rip.
Bless your bed.
Jesse went a little bananas.
I did, but it was worth it. I
Mm-hmm.
don't regret my purchase.
I was planning on going bananas until I got up to the register. And for some odd reason, my bank doesn't like animate. It was reading it as fraud, despite the fact that I'd already been in Japan for over a week at this point, and I'd had no problem with it before. So I had to go pay in cash for some of it and put some of it back. And Jesse also had to pay for some of it. It was a little sad because I had planned on getting a lot of Nini Kirimaru stuff because what the out of the merch that they did have in stores for the swords, most of it was the most recent swords that we've gotten because they are so new and they wanted to give people a chance to actually get the merch of these newer blades. And there's a lot of Nene, and I was very happy, but I had to put some back.
Sins cuddles.
Yeah. Well, it would have fit in my bag. It's not like I would have had a problem fitting it in my bag. I still had room in my book bag. But alas.
Your bank account. Your bank account is probably happier though.
A little, yeah. Still.
And then we went across to the actual anime, and I found musical goods,
Yep.
which was quite the surprise. I also
Including
found
pen lights.
So one of the best purchases I think I've made token related is this bag. Like it
Yep.
and it's got the crests of all of the blades up to Yamabagiri Chogi. And it's this simple black design covered in just darker black crest. You don't really notice it. And it's one of my favorite ways that I can be like, I'm a super nerd, but you don't know because it just looks like a normal bag. And it fits all of my work things perfectly. And it's much more easy to carry than a backpack, which is what I had been carrying to work. So it's very nice. And now it has something new on it that I'll talk about.
Oh.
But I got that. I got 2 little blind bag things for the current musical for Kisho, and I got a Sengo and a Kotagirigo, and they're in their live outfits, and it was very exciting. And Sengo is now happily with Lex.
Yep.
But Kotagirigo is happily in my possession. I'm very. I also found bromides for several of the actors should have made their way to Sarah.
They did.
I was an extra happy nougat, and I was going to thank you before we started recording, but struggles. Yes.
No.
But good boys. They're such good boys that are so pretty, and yes.
With such special outfits and looks. And they had, if you go to the Fukuoka anime, they have some really cool bromides for a lot of actors. Just saying. It was very hard to decide on those 4 pictures that I chose.
You know you're talking about some of my sons, right?
Which you should realize is valid.
Yeah, which is why I'm like the fact that you even have to comment on their special outfits and looks. them, but they can't dress themselves.
Nope. But I will admit, because so the 4 that I got, there were 2 of one actor, right? I got 2 of my.
No, we got 2 of Araki.
Just kidding. I got 2 of Iraq. They also had multiples of Maya-chan, multiples of Higashi Keisuke. Just kidding. And they also had Jinuchi. Jinnai. Do this all the time. Oh my god. Special
You
child
want
with
to
the
try
nose.
again?
What's his name?
Janai.
Jinnai. Okay, Jinnai. They had ones of him too, but the Iraqi ones were so much harder to find, I felt, so I grabbed those instead. But
I
yeah,
have no complaints.
good.
I love Arian. He's a good boy.
So yeah, it was a fun time in anime. I also found other random good. That was exciting. It's very mad that I found something else. It's like, well, I have to get this. I can't just leave it here. I'll be yelled at literally. So they had some speed goods too. It was beautiful.
Wait, did they?
You
I'm
sound
really
so
happy you didn't
depressed.
say anything because I would have been really sad. When did they have speed goods? Because I couldn't buy it.
They had some Miho Tose things, I thought.
Oh, they did. Yeah, they had the towel from Shinken, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't think they really had much besides that, and then the stuff in the blind bags. So I think that was it from what I saw. Unless you saw more.
On like Tombow. I was like on a Tombow search. Like,
Yeah.
you wanted Tombow Kitty thing, and then just Spee is Tombow Kitty.
Just anything Spee and anything Tombow, and you're good. But he has his photo book coming out. And he just tweeted a picture of him sitting on a chair in front of a bunch of them with a Sharpie. I am so confused.
He's gonna sign them. That's a very common
I know,
thing.
but it's just the face. His hair is all in his face, and his hood is up, and he's just like pen up, and you're like, okay, I get it. You're about to sign them all.
Trying to be like Kuu. I don't know.
I don't know. He does. Oh my god, he does look like Kuu. One of the things that we noticed.
I learned real quick because Kuu. We just came across thing. He was owned by Honda Tadakatsu, who owned Tombow Kitty, his son. It was owned by Tadakatsu's son.
Oh.
Tadamasa.
So that's why he calls Tombow Kitty sama, because father-son thing. He's the sword of the son, and that's the sword of the dad. So it's like, whoa. He is a cutie. But while we were there, I think it was when we were at the exhibit, I noticed that they had some promotional things for the fact that there's actually, we didn't know this really before, or we just kind of overlooked it, but the Samurai exhibition with DMM was doing a collaboration with Fukuoka Tower, which is only a couple blocks away from the museum itself. And on a couple of floors, there would be like little stickers, like big stickers, not little stickers, but stickers and things put on the glass of the tower with sayings that the swords say. You could take pictures in front of, and I think there was some signs and things. There's only like 3 tiny floors of this tower, so there's probably not much there, to be honest. But recently, Konosuke visited the tower, and he took some pictures, so you can actually find those on Twitter. They are adorable. And one of them was actually including the tower mascot. So him and Konosuke were being all buddy-buddy in front of some people. It was cute.
Konosuke with his mascot friends. Throw back to last year with the Kyoto exhibit. It's like, is he here yet? Is he here yet? I love these little characters. Yeah, it's fun. It was really okay, but So with the visit yesterday that he did, they were concerned they might have to cancel it because of the typhoon, actually.
Oh.
Because Japan was just hit with one of the biggest typhoons it has seen in decades. And to all of you, if you are listening from middle region / northern region of Japan, I hope you are all safe and okay, and everything is okay. I know there were a lot of areas that were hit with some massive flooding, but it looks like not too many people were injured or hurt or killed this. So that's very good.
Thankfully.
Thankfully. It didn't, all we got down here in Okayama was we got the very edge of the clouds and a lot of wind, but we didn't get any rain.
That's good.
Thankfully, they didn't do anything about changing the exhibit down in Fukuoka. Or the tower thing,
Yeah,
rather.
the tower stuff.
So they lit up the tower as part of this collaboration, and they lit it up in Hasebe purple.
Yeah, they did. I wish we were, because the day we went to the exhibit, there was a potential, I think there was like a potential for rain or something. And we also had to go shopping in Tenjin, so we were like, well, we could walk over to the tower, but no, it's. I was like, it's kind of not worth it. It's cool, but it's no Sky Tree. It's not even really Tokyo Tower. Like,
and it had been cloudy all day.
Mm-hmm. But if you are planning on going, just go to the tower. It's cute. It's not too far of a walk. It's really nice, the area around there. You could probably get some nice pictures from the top of the tower on a clear, nice, pretty day, but I didn't when I went last time because it was pouring down rain. What happens when you go to Japan in July? It's gonna rain. It's an interestingly shaped tower. It is a triangle. And it just goes up. Experience Fukuoka Tower for what it is when you go. Cute promotional stuff. I don't know if they're selling anything special or whatnot. We didn't really go. But if you do go, tell us how it is. So that pretty much ends our adventures in Fukuoka. Obviously, there was much more. It's just we have limited time, and I don't want to bore you with my entire trip. Let's just say I spent most of my time in museums, castles, or anything related to swords. A lot of Shinsengumi stuff when I went to Kyoto. That was fun. Japan was great. I missed it. I still kind of miss it.
It was nice getting adventure time with friends. That was really cool.
I'm very happy that I got to go and do that with you because I probably would have been bored going on my own. All right. It is time to move into the live action section. So I will pass the baton fully to the two of you.
We have a decent amount of news for the live action world. Some of it not so happy, some of it happier than others. Easiest one out of the way, the Utawase new Shinken Rambusai, not Rambusai, Kyo Rambu, whatever. They have officially met up and rehearsals have begun for that, so be excited. We had the ticket lottery for that happen earlier this summer. That was, I think, like, that was this morning. This morning, tickets went on
stage?
sale to the general public for Utawase. So if you got those tickets, great job. If for those of you like me who didn't, yeah, hang in there. We'll go see it somehow. The live streaming in theaters has been really announced, and they'll also be more than likely doing it online again. So there's that. Then we have some news about Kisho. Sarah, would you like to say anything about that one, or do you want to wait till the Mihoto say stuff?
I guess I could go ahead and say, I'm assuming that's our first one, yeah. Whoa, my eyes did not like this life. Okay. It was really sad news because all of a sudden everyone kind of just woke up to the news that. So we also didn't realize two of the sons that are the two guys who are playing some of the sons of Tokugawa Ieyasu in the current thing are actually twins, which is why they look so similar. So probably should have realized that before. We woke to finding out that one of them, Futaba, honey help.
Haname.
Thank you. He had been injured somehow, and we don't have a lot of details, but he was going into immediate surgery. And he's doing better, but he had to step down, and several of the performances actually were canceled, 5 of them in Kobe?
Good job.
Yes. Whoa! Y'all, vows are not my strong suit, especially at this time of night. But yes, so it's kind of up in the air. They did cast, like, they had an understudy or something, someone who came and stepped in for him, and he's been doing his best. His face kind of annoys me, but that's my own problem. Yes, but he's doing his best, and we'll see how things go from here regarding that. Because I know it was like a little, where like these poor Babs are having such bad luck in the middle of performances lately.
It's really nice to see all of the support that they're giving, not only Kaname, but also the one who stepped up, which is something I wish we'd seen a little bit more of with Kogi's replacement during that hard time last year, during Ryo's eye struggles last year. But this time, the cast is being really open and welcoming, with especially being more vocal about it too, which I think is really cool. But it's not easy to go through it all, and it's really neat to see the extended Tomu family supporting it too. Oh my gosh, which one was it? Yoshitsune?
I know Yoshitsune's definitely been doing it.
And this month, in just a couple days, something goes on sale.
Which is why you were like baton passed, hot potato toss into face. I am so excited because the Miyotose rerun Blu-ray and DVD goes on sale on 10/16, which also I am just super happy in general because good boys will get more love now. I am excited to see screenshots start flooding my Twitter and my Tumblr again because I have missed the babies. They have been quiet for them. It's always a need. It's always Miyotose time for me, so that's not a surprise. And then in November on the 20th, the full album for Token Danshi Formation of Miyotose, their 6th album goes on sale. So there will be even more yummy music from them, being happy and enjoying life. And yes, I am excited because Spotify exists too. And then iTunes exists for those who have months. And it is a nice life because Miyotose are good boys. Also, I'm not repeating myself, so sorry about that. I am just, every time I think of them, they're very happy. They make me happy. Yee.
It's also one of the more painful ones, so that doesn't really surprise.
Ah.
Oh yes, I get to watch my boys go through pain again. Ha!
Yeah, pretty much. Let's be honest. But I'm excited because I have yet to see it. And I really want to see how Pouty Cupcake does, aka the recast for Okuikara. I know his actor is really good because I've seen him in a couple of other things before, so it's like, it's kind of a need because I'm just excited. And the songs that I've heard from it are amazing, and his voice is really nice. It blends well with all the other boys, plus the new songs.
About the new songs, they are all on Spotify, so if you have that, go check it out and then go support them and buy them because they're worth it. I ended up buying the duet with Okurikara and Monoyoshi because when it comes on my Spotify playlist, if I'm with my sister, I'm not allowed to sing during. One is painful on my end because it's a very fun song to sing along to. And
It is.
2 is very unfortunate because with Spotify, you can't restart it if you don't have premium, and I can't afford premium. So it's sad life for me when it comes on with Cam in the car or in the room. But it's also really funny because it comes on and then it gets to the chorus, which I finally have trained her to recognize the beginning of the song so that she doesn't start talking and then get mad when she realizes what song it is, which has happened a couple times. But now the song comes on and she will stop, turn and look at me and just glare.
They are
And
worth everything.
they really are. It's beautiful. She's very low-key excited, angrily excited because she doesn't want to like it, but she does begrudgingly. And she was very mad when she found out that Okurikara was recast. But then she heard the song, and then I informed her that this was Okurikara singing. It was the new Okurikara. And she just kind of let out this hump of a whine. She's like, well, fine, I guess. So it's very exciting to see. They added some new songs into the actual musical too, and it'll be really cool to see what those sound like. See it itself.
Especially because they're a little bit different than before. Because we've had mentions of like Miyotose, they decided to go a little bit of a step different with adding in like a little bit more. They're what transitioned into our interesting jazz number with Tomoe and Kane-san, sort of. Because they were a
Yeah.
good little wave between our calm, more traditional Bakuten that would go to like the taiko heavy at times. And then we
Yeah.
had Miyotose, who just kind of were like, okay, we'll add in a little bit more of a jazz, a little bit more pop, a little bit more modern take, sort of. And then, bam, we happened our next batch. And yes. So it's really interesting to see, like, to hear the new songs and seeing, like, they've really, like, taken another step forward on progressing their music. So it's really nice.
One of the songs reminds me of like some 90s song. And I'm like, why do I feel like I'm sick?
Things I'm not prepared for.
Which one is this?
It's the main, like, their single song,
Oh,
Uh,
which is a beautiful music video. The music video is beautiful. The
kind of
the song
does
itself
though.
is not one of my favorites.
I love it, so that's not a surprise. It's definitely different though. I will 100% get behind that. It is definitely a different thing. He's a different show pony. It's kind of like
Yeah.
someone brought a Clydesdale to a purebred race. He's just plopping in, like, or maybe a donkey even. But
Is
it's
that
there.
easy?
Maybe.
But I'll probably
Yeah.
feel different once I see it actually, like, see the DVD with it being
Mhm.
performed.
And more pain, just because, like, why not? It's fun. We all hurt, we all cry, but it's a good bonding time.
So that's all the news for the musical side of things. Now we have the stage updates. So we'll start with the news was I found in kind of a backwards order, so let's flip that a bit. It has been released that there will be a director's cut Blu-ray and DVD for Hiden, for that bucket of pain.
Which is like, what are they adding to make it
they've got a
direct?
special documentary that gets added into the special features. I think maybe the camera angles, like he got to choose focusing on more of one area. Maybe,
Get to see the floor pancakes a little bit more?
watch my heart dissolve even more.
Eden.
No. That bucket of pain will come out in January, on January 22nd. I will not be buying that. I will not be buying that. I yell at myself.
Uh-huh.
I already got the special edition. I don't need a second. Then we were also told that in January as well, the original soundtrack for Jiden will come out on the 8th. So January 8th is the Jiden original soundtrack. Jiden's DVD and Blu-ray will go on sale November 6th, and there goes my fun. And here come my happy boys. We get happy, fluffy Hanamaru Citadel on stage with your added bonus drama feels, so that'll be very exciting. I need them all. The special edition, I believe, comes with the Kaijo Gawaris with the different characters that changed in the different locations for those scenes that they were in.
Good.
It'll be very exciting.
That
if
is
you're
good
looking at buying it, depending on where you order it from, you'll get different specials that come with it. You'll get different bromides for the different characters, different screenshots. And it's very problematic. If I want to buy it in person, I end up getting blades, but if I get it online, then my boys, but don't get the satisfaction of having it in hand at the register. It's a struggle. I'm trying hard. I also know that those will not be unloved pictures because I know the characters that they are, but I could get a Chogi and a Mamba. Or I could get Taro and Jiro.
Be strong, Jesse.
Who are good boys. And I will defend the Otachis to the death. Except Hotaru's. Hotaru's someone else's. They can play with him. Yeah. And Nene. That one's Marissa's. Marissa, there's your dear.
Mm-hmm.
I will defend 3 of these Otachi with my life. They're good boys.
You can keep your big boys.
So I have the biggest boy, which we also figured out while we were hanging out. I was like, Nene is an inch taller than Iwatoshi, which makes him technically the tallest sword boy in the game now. Yeah. Ha.
Yeah.
He a walking tree.
Or he's like actually like a centimeter taller. I don't know. Either way, he's like just a bit taller than Toshi.
I don't have the first art book compare the sizes, but he is very tall, over 200 centimeter boy. But speaking of newer babs, newer things, we had Toast Day 6. The title was announced for that. Subtitle, I guess, since they're all Butai. And adding into our series of dens, we have Eden. Eden, Oboro no Shishitachi.
Please no, I'm super happy you didn't make me try to say this.
You're welcome. It loosely translated, bear with me guys, a tale of ties, loyalists in the gloom. So yeah, it's gonna be a grand old time. We're back in Katsugeki-like feels now. Yay.
Mwahaha.
We also had a cast update for Eden, which included the historical figures. So we always knew we're gonna have Sakamoto Ryoma, but now we also have Takechi Hanpeita, Okada Izo, and Yoshida Toyo, and others. Takechi Hanpeita was the former owner of Nankai Taro Chosu, and Okada Izo is the former owner of Hizen Tadahiro. Sakamoto Ryoma was the former owner of Mutsunokami Yoshiyuki. So of course we have those 3 blades as our main one being cast.
And Yoshida Toyo is the man that they went up against politically that Okada Izo assassinated. Or is he going to? Thank you, History Retrograde Army, for sticking your face where it doesn't belong. It's probably gonna happen. I don't know. We'll see what goes on with that, but it's definitely dealing with his assassination attempt.
Whoa! Stage feels! So that'll be happening this winter. Stay tuned for more on that. It's going to be a lot of fun seeing these boys back together again. It's also going to be really weird to see it without Maki. I'm still confused by it, but that's not unusual. I'm excited to see Maki go see them, though. That'll be really cool. Because you know he's not gonna stay behind. He's gonna
No. He's
If
gonna
he
sneak
doesn't-
backstage.
You're having
Yeah.
fun. And that's all the news I have on stage stuff.
Though the
We also-
visuals are out to add. They are out, so if you want to go see a kid, they did release the visuals of the current swords at least.
Yes.
So they're very pretty. They're out. They're looking fabulous. They're kind of an attack. Some of them need to be either back into makeup, but that's just mainly one of them. They're all really nice looking, and I'm super excited, I know.
I have to share, though. I have to share
Mhm.
because Sarah sent me a picture of Nankai. And she's like, oh no, he has a distinctive nose. I don't need another actor child.
Yeah.
And I died reading that because all of her children have quite distinctive noses or chins
Or lips.
or lips.
Mouth.
Usually it's the noses or the chins.
It is more nose and chin, but there is also interesting
but then again,
smiles.
we have Poon-chan's smile and Maya-chan's smile, and those are very... Anyway, is very exciting to see. So go check out your boys. They couldn't release them. They were having struggles with the Twitter page, like the Twitter sharing for those pictures. So check that out on the website, on the Toastage website.
Speaking of Toasday, a little correlated actually with the game, we had another in-game raffle
That one
thing to get tickets for the upcoming stage as well. So that happened a little while ago, early into September. You could have applied to do that, and I'm pretty certain
results were announced on the 1st of October. Yeah. To those that got it, congrats. To those like me that dropped it, better luck next time, but at least we tried.
In stagey real life news, I took Sarah's stage actor quiz doohickey thing, and I got about 90% of them.
I was so proud. And she didn't even need a refresher because she took 2 days between. Like, she watched the PowerPoint and 2 days later took the quiz and did amazing.
I think the only one that really stopped me was Nyan Nyan, was Daihanya. I was like, who?
Yeah, him and Ton-chan, just because I chose a really funny picture of
Yeah,
you did. Yeah, those are the only two.
I got right?
No, you got neither of those. With love, nope. You got the Wadas.
All right, so that is the end of our live action news and live action tangents. So we're going to start wrapping up and going over all of the social media mumbo jumbo that will keep you updated on not just us, but the game and the stage world as well. So if you want to, you can follow us on our Twitter at Token Rambles and on our Facebook page at Token Rambles Podcast. And you can find our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and Podbean, or any other podcatchers where you may listen to podcasts. We are hoping within the next 2 months or so to get out our review of Heeden. I'm not going to promise anything, but I
this infamous review.
Yeah, we just keep pushing it back because life, and I was hoping to include Lexi and our other Sarah into this, which is why we pushed it back so much. And then the summer happened, and then beginning of school year, and then me traveling. It was just not a good time. So my goal is to get that review out by the end of the year. I really want that. The latest would probably be like January or something. But I would like to get this out by the end of the year so we can cover a lot of the backlog of other things, like mostly a lot of the rerun stuff. And eventually I would love to try covering the older stuff like Honji and original Atsukashiyama as well. But we will see where the future holds.
But first, we gotta tackle Hiden and
Well,
let me
first-
rip out my heart once and for all and get it over with so I can stop having to rewatch it for now.
Yeah.
You'll never stop rewatching it since son. Yeah.
I mean, it's valid, but I'm in a dark enough place. I don't need to rewatch the moment.
Well,
Cue demented cackles over here.
yeah. But we'll see what is in store for the Hedon review, and we'll see if Lexi and Sarah join us as well. All right. Thank you guys so much again for listening to us ramble on about Token Rambu, and have a wonderful spoopy month in October. Bye!
Bye!
Bye bye.